himself, T.I.
What's happening?
But I have to know. First of all, too, we was hounding down 50 Cent. Moving, we was hounding. I was hounding him. I'm like, where he at? Where he at?
That
So
man,
look,
that man to bite the tail of an alligator before he get in a verse with me. That man on.
So
You hear
look,
me?
moving forward, would you do a verses? And now that they've been happening like crazy, who do you see yourself going against now?
You know what, bro? I'm not even. It ain't even no big deal to me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like T.I. versus T.I.P. to me, you know what I'm saying, is probably the best verses at this point. You know what I mean?
Okay, so look, I would tune into that.
I would tune in. That was like a big moment transitioning from Tip T.I. to Tip, man, versus and all that, man. And speaking of rap, man, look, Tip, you've been in the game for so long. Some consider you a legend. You are a legend. You got all these
consider
accolades.
me a legend, man. That man here is flagrant.
Hey,
Some consider me a legend.
Hey, Tip, I got
Did y'all hear this, man?
When that King album dropped, bro, from start to
Hey,
finish,
listen.
man.
It's an honor. It's an honor to be a part of people's lives and to be the soundtrack to the important moments. That's why we so connected to music, because it's tethered to the best parts of our lives. You know what I'm saying? So it's records that I.
Oh wait, hold
on. We can't hear you.
We can't hear you. Okay.
Yeah, that was, man, somebody FaceTime. Anyway, I say it's records that I've dropped, it's albums that I've dropped that you remember exactly where you were, what you were going through. You know what I mean? And it's an honor to be a part of that. You know what I mean? So I thank you, and I'm honored to be a part of the culture.
But do you think when it comes to these rap conversations, do you feel like your name isn't mentioned enough though?
Man, I have no idea. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that is for the people in the stands to do. People in the stands, they chime in and give opinions. Yeah. I'm too busy progressing and producing. I don't have time to get hung up on individual opinions.
Okay, I know that's right. Look, and then speaking of that, producing and handling everything, one thing I know, like you're really good at knowing like good music. You're so musically inclined to where you can pick out artists that that have that's something like, we've seen you take Young Bro's career, you know what I'm saying, to different heights. You even had interest in Travis Scott. We've seen Iggy Azalea. You've seen so many artists that you have put your time into. But what does that really mean when you try to bring an artist on? Because I feel like it's hard for you maybe to handle developing an artist and also handling your own career as well. What does that really entail when you bring somebody on as an artist?
I mean, man, it's a pleasure to contribute something to the culture that can go on and have longevity outside of my own career anytime it's possible. And it ain't just the people who I've signed to my label that, you know what I'm saying, that I'm proud to be a part of their career. I mean, like Meek Mill, you know what I'm saying? Like that was a piece of talent and a movement, really, an individual that I recognized something special in early on. And you know what I'm saying? That to me is just as important, is just as much of an honor. To be able to kind of single that talent out and identify early on, that's just as much of an honor as having him on Grand Hustle. I think the relationships are a commodity, you know what I'm saying? So all of the relationships that we've built, the brands that we've built, the careers that we've had an opportunity to be a part of, it's led us right here to this moment so we could do it again for more people throughout more generations.
Look, I ain't mad at that. Go on,
100%, man. Speaking of signing people, Tip, you mentioned about you wanted to sign Drake. Is there anybody else that we don't know about that you?
No, man, I didn't say that. What I said was I missed it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So is there?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get it. But he's a phenomenal artist. He has incredible talent. You know what I'm saying? He has an illustrious career. You dig what I'm saying? GOAT worthy. But at the time, the way my lens was tilted, I didn't see it. But I take my hat off to him though.
Do you think there's anybody else that you want to sign but you didn't sign?
that I wanted to sign and I didn't sign. I mean, man, you know, it's strange because we had these conversations all the time when I see him. Like, you know, cats like Thug, you know what I'm saying? Like Savage, you know what I'm saying? Like pulled up on me, and I've been a part of them, and we created a relationship, developing a relationship that we've maintained ever since these moments. But they pull up on me and say, "Hey, bro, man, just give me $1 million, man. Come on, man, you got it. Just give me $1 million, bro." And I'm like, "Hey, listen, homie, if I give you $1 million today, you ain't gonna be able to really eat the way you need to eat out there business. That ain't the way it go." And so I just pull up on them and give them game. And you know, I remember me and Savage had a conversation one time. He was just like, "Man, look, bro, just give me a $500,000 right quick." Then I was like, "Man, listen, man, all you got to do is be patient. The money gonna come." You know what I mean? And I remember I think it might have been right before criminal time, and we were telling this story. He said, "Damn sure came." I mean, and I think those moments mean more to me than just. What you got going on, man? Man, King, get your ass in the house. Put a shirt on, man. Look at this. Look, hey, man. Look, man.
Hey, King said he trying
to tap in.
King said he trying to step into the shade room.
I can't. But look, just just you being on social media, right? Just being a presence, and your career has definitely, I know there's been a change in just the way that like you interact with your fan, interact with an audience because social media has changed so much. Do you feel at times though, like maybe I'm too accessible to people if I'm, too on social media, or I'm letting my family be too accessible if I'm heavy on social media, or if I'm being so transparent with my audience?
I mean, I don't really think selfishly of myself. I'm here for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? I have been put here for a purpose. I have a purpose, a calling on my life that existed far before I was born. So I'm thinking, and I challenge perspective and offer people new ways of looking at things and viewing things. I'm not just finna go with the flow of whatever society standards are. And I mean, if I say something, it's because I feel like I'm in alignment with my purpose. And it ain't no limit on that. If I can't fit my purpose into a post a day, it'll be 2. You dig what I'm saying? And if my purpose takes me away from social media, then I will be gone. And it's simple as that. And that's how I really base my decisions.
I like that look. To me, he sounds like a true leader.
I'm about to say.
That's a true leader. That's a true leader. I say what I say, and I mean what I mean. Okay.
I mean, but it ain't, because to me, social media, as beneficial as it has been and as entertaining as it has been, I have an analogy. All right, so y'all know me. If y'all come to my house, come to my backyard, to my pool, you might hop in it, even though it's people in there that you don't know, because you know me, right? Mm-hmm. And the same as if I come to y'all house. I might get in y'all pool, and if there's other people in there, I'm gonna say, okay, well, I know them. I ain't really gonna trip. But would you ever pull up to a public pool full of strangers and just hop in that pool?
Well, typically when we go to pool parties, we don't be hopping in anyway.
But that's what I'm saying. You wouldn't do that, right? Okay,
yeah,
so social media is a public pool of opinions.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Say it loud.
I'm not getting myself, I ain't getting myself worked up over a public pool of opinions. I just kind of, I stick my toe in accordingly. And when it get to be too much, I take my ass on home, mind my business.
Okay. So speaking of public pools, being a public figure, man, of course that comes with conversations in the media, whether it's good or bad. And you've been in the game this long, so how do you manage that?
Focus on my truth and my purpose.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody tell me about me. You dig what I'm saying? Your opinion of me will never overrule my opinion of myself. Your fantasy of me will never overrule my fact of myself, the facts that I know about me, about mine. That's what I'm going. the tail shall never wag the dog. You dig
Some
what I'm
people
saying?
don't have that self-love like that, though, Tim. So
yeah,
you gotta
like
tell them, preach it to the people who don't got it.
I'm
Because
just saying,
some people don't got that.
but I think that, you know, one thing social media has shown us and society at large, is one that, you know, anytime a black man is in a position of power and he uses his platform to speak on behalf of the community and to help people who need the most help, that's going to be objected to, challenged, ridiculed. It's going, I mean, from Malcolm X to John Africa to, you know what I'm saying, anybody, to the chairman, Fred Hampton, it's gonna always be challenged as long as you know, trying to be a voice for the voiceless. You just gotta believe enough in your purpose to stand up and go on through it. But other people's fantasy and fiction of me will never overrule the facts I know of myself.
And that's good, man, because, you know, like Raylan said, we don't have a lot of self-love, man. Of course, like right now, being a public figure, when you say certain stuff or you see certain stuff, it's like you guilty until proven innocent instead of innocent until proven guilty.
Man, look, bro, I ain't finna get into all of that, man, because to me, that's a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a bunch people now, just as much as I can recognize that it's people out there who hurting and who need a voice and who need to be heard. I also know it's some desperate, miserable people who will take advantage of any opportunity to either get themselves in any kind of a position at the cost of whatever, or it's some people who will just chime into some shit even though it ain't got no real truth to it, no validity, no facts behind it, just to take their mind off of the pain that they're in and the suffering that they have from their lives right now. I understand that.
Yeah.
It's not gonna upset my day though.
Hey, come on, Tim.
Look,
Preach
because like
it,
I
man.
said,
Preach
yeah,
it.
because Tim know his purpose. And speaking of your purpose, look, like one thing that we can always commend you on is, you know, speaking out for our community, speaking out when, you know, it comes time to stand up in our political system. So, you know, I know you were very vocal and active when it came to, you know, turning over the Senate in Atlanta. But when it comes to the Biden administration now, we got, you know.
All of these are very important points. I'm glad that you mentioned this.
Yes, yes.
All of these things are very important. All of these things you just mentioned are very important. You know what I'm saying? Because people have been attacked a lot more for a lot less.
Come on now. Look.
But
so
go ahead.
No. Say, but with the Biden administration, because I know you are so vocal and you use your platform, you know, to be the voice for the voiceless. What is something, now that we have these people in office, what is something that you're like, you know what, with the Biden administration, I want them, we're going to hold them accountable for this? Or what is something that you really want to work with them on so that way, you know, we feel like these years that we do have Biden in office are not wasted?
I mean, man, I think that, you know, the minimum wage is a big thing. And, you know, especially during the time right now of the pandemics, the pushing through the stimulus checks at the highest number possible.
Definitely them stimmies.
Yeah, but you know, I think for real, bro, it's the lack of education, the lack of opportunities, and the lack of exposure are what plague our communities right now. You dig what I'm saying? So, however, whatever programs or policies, whatever we could put in place, man, to just increase the amount of opportunities that our people have access to, and the amount of education, the level of education, or the quality of that education that our children have access to, and the level of exposure that the generations and the community has access to, because exposure is important because that allows us to dream. That tells us what's possible. That lets us set our ambitions accordingly if we're exposed to the right things at the right time in life.
And some people don't got the resources to be exposed to the right things at the right time too. So
this is true. This is true. I think that's why, you know, that's where people who have more are supposed to kind of, like, you know what I'm saying, fill the gaps whenever possible for people who have less. That's why, you know, Harris Community Works is incredibly important. We do everything we can to give back. That's why Us or Else is incredibly important. That's why, you know, people like the Relief Gang, man, and Trader Truth in Texas, incredibly important. Because, you know, the government ain't gonna never see about us the way that they should. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter who in office. People in power, the 1% of the world, they never gonna see back the other 99%, because if that was the case, they would cease to be the 1%. You know what I'm saying? So they need certain people to depend on the system so that system can remain intact. I understand that. So we can't look to them to do everything. Get as much out of them as we can, fill in the gap with the people who have more abundance and who have more, you know, more wherewithal.
Yeah,
okay. You know, Tip be having his hands in everything, but of course, like we all want to know, man, are we ever getting this ATL2, bro? Are we gonna get it?
Yeah, it's quite possible. It's quite possible.
I mean, that's not a yes or no, but you know,
I mean, it's quite possible.
Hey
man, let me tell you something, man. We had a green light on ATL2, man, since 2017. Okay. I think. Okay. Yeah, we done had a green light. We done had a story. We done had, you know, I think we just timing. It's all about timing. And whenever the time is right, everybody's already agreed that we would do it. You know what I'm saying? The studio has already agreed that they'll distribute it and fund it. And Chris Robinson has already agreed to direct it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about the right timing.
Okay. Well, whenever the time is right. I mean, because you know now everybody making sequels to like all these old movies. Right? I think Alaska is kind of like one of them that we were looking for.
But how many of them are good?
Well,
because that's what we need to, because that's what we need to pay attention to.
I will say this: Best Man Holiday.
How many of them are good? You did.
Best Man Holiday was good. It got me.
But now they're doing a series for that.
It got me. That was a good follow-up to Best Man.
Was okay, yeah, that was one. Okay, you said it was a lot though. You said it was a lot of them.
It's true. It is a lot. I mean, what else?
Okay, so
I don't really know. I don't really like sequels. I'm not.
What about Big Mama's House to Big Mama's House 2?
Oh, no, you didn't.
They could say that shit. They could have said that shit. I fuck with Martin, but they could have said that shit. That wasn't the one. That wasn't the one. It probably made money, and if it made money, you know what I'm saying, and you know, help diversify his portfolio, then hats off. But that one, that, you know.
I will say this: the Bad Boy series, we needed.
Okay, yeah, that was dope.
That was dope.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. That shit dope.
We needed it.
But ATL2 is the one that everybody really wants.
If you ever see it, it will be better than the first. And we're not gonna do it unless we have strong indicators, you know, that it's gonna be better than the first.
Okay. Well, look, you know what? I know you we have a pressing question when it comes to just like, you know, music in general. And that's ownership, right?
Oh yeah, man. Like, yeah, I want to know too. Like, we've been having this conversation about ownership. Like, do you own all your masters?
I either own my masters or I have reversion, where, you know, I partnered with a distributor and they have a period of time where they can kind of collect a portion of my masters, but after that reversion period, they come back to me and my family or my estate if I'm not here.
Do you suggest that people, because I mean, I never heard of that. Do you suggest that's like a good thing right there for people to have?
Yeah, reversion periods, you know what I'm saying? That's what most cats do. You know, most of the cats who's talking about they own their masters, that's what they talking about. They saying it like, you know, like if I sign a deal today, you know, and I put something out, because I accepted the money that the label gave me, I am allowing them to, you know, they can collect on my masters for a period of time. Sometimes that period is 5 years, sometimes it's 7, sometimes it's 10, sometimes it's 20. Okay. You know what I mean? But after that period of time, it comes back to me and I then collect on my masters.
Okay. All right. Well, during this quarantine tip, you know, you put out an album last year. Libra, you know, in honor of your sign, your zodiac sign. So
not just mine, man. You know, it's a whole host of us out there. You dig what I'm saying?
Wait, the Libras that are in the rap game, you got Snoop, you got Jeezy, you got Eminem, you got like, it's like a whole list.
Will Smith and I actually share the exact same birthday.
Okay, see, it's a lot of Libras.
And Michael Douglas too. You know what I'm saying? For whatever it's worth. That got you a little bit out of hip hop, but you know what I'm saying, but still.
Okay, look, and Shanti and Keisha Cole, they were 2 Libras that battled it out during the verses.
Yeah, I think Wayne too, man, if I ain't mistaken.
Oh yeah, Wayne is also a Libra.
Yeah, I think Wayne as well. Huh?
He is a Libra, so
Yes.
shout out to Cardi.
It's a lot.
You dig what I'm saying? So basically, we're pretty much running this shit. Is basically what you're saying.
Okay.
I knew that was coming. Like, so basically, we killing
Yeah, so we pretty much got this motherfucker on tilt, is what you're saying.
But during this time, like, what has the music process been like? Because I mean, it's hard to maybe like collaborate with certain people. It's quarantine. How
I live in Atlanta.
Create, huh?
I live in Atlanta.
Oh, y'all wide
Man,
open.
we've been listen, bro. I've been at the studio. You know, I think probably 3-4 times a week. Whenever Thug ain't in there, Thug won't. You know, Thug pretty much done kick me out my studio. You know what I mean? Him and Duke and Gunner and folk like YSL has pretty much put me at my studio. You know, but you know what I'm saying, they family. But yeah, man, Atlanta, we don't have them problems in Atlanta.
Y'all don't have no problems in Atlanta.
Nah, man. And then you know we got our neighbors. We have so my studio is here. Future, his studio next door. Okay. QC, like right across the street. Outcast is probably a quarter mile up. So like it's probably a 2-mile radius with 17 studios.
I will be bombing every studio. I'll be like crashing everyone. Like
that's really how you get on.
I'll be knocking right on the door. Like
that's really how you get on. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's no excuse. It's no excuse for artists to be trying to figure out how to be discovered. In Atlanta, you got 25 studios. If you ain't, you know what I mean, mixing and rubbing shoulder with the right people, there's something wrong with you.
Nah. I mean, that's dope that y'all can all work together. But Tip, like, what do you think, or what do you know is your biggest accomplishment thus far in your career? Outside of, like, even if it's music, movies, the shows, your biggest accomplishment thus far?
My biggest accomplishment, man, to be honest, I'm gonna always feel like my children are my biggest accomplishment. You did to remain intact with all my family. I got the same people who I came in the game with. You know, my children, my wife, you know, my mama. I ain't never had to take nothing from nobody. You know what I'm saying? And I mean that by, if I owe somebody, I paid them. I ain't have to weasel like no deal. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no, you know, I just don't have that kind of bad energy. I ain't never really handled my business like that. It's always been straight up, because at the end of the day, no one thing can support this lifestyle. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It got to be a collection of things that go well that allow you to end up here, and along with the blessings of the big man. So I think to me, that's it. That I made it here, man, without having to stab nobody in the back, without having to burn no bridges. You know what I'm saying? I maintain my integrity, man, and my spirit's still intact.
Yeah. Speaking of your kids, like you were saying, that's your biggest accomplishment. Do you feel that because of who you are and how self-aware you are of yourself, that you've given them like the tools to, when things are said in the media or things are just said, period, that they know how to handle themselves because, you know, they had to learn from you, the greatest, the king?
Well, I mean, listen. You know, I did an interview not too long ago with Jay Prince, man, and he told me something that stuck with me. He said it's gonna be more caught than it's gonna be taught. Mm-hmm. They gonna see you doing things and model themselves out after what they see more than they model themselves after what you tell them to do. Yeah. You know, so I know they seen me face many storms. You did. And they've observed, you know, the manner in which I handled adversity, and I hope that can only be an example. Yeah. However, I also hope that, you know, the kind of adversity that I've seen will never be the kind of adversity that they see.
Definitely, of course.
100%, man. I want to talk about another platform you got. You got a whole social justice platform, Us or Else. How are you utilizing that to drive your mission?
Man, Us Else, man, for real, man. I want to be a megaphone for the people. You dig what I'm saying? It's things going on out here, man, and it's not getting enough attention for a few reasons, because there's so much going on, and because, you know, a lot of times the stories don't get big enough for major media. Yeah. And so, you know, people like Tamika Mallory, Sean King, Charlemagne, and us else, you know what I mean? We here to kind of shine a light on the right things and bring it to the attention of the public so the culture can do what it need to do to push forward on behalf of the people.
Okay.
Yeah.
We love to see.
Yeah, I know. What they gonna do? What think T.I. gonna do? He gonna make sure we okay.
One
the
thing
okay?
Tip gonna do. Yeah. Tip gonna make sure.
He gonna do his part, okay? All right, look.
Hey, so Tip, let's get into some questions real quick.
Oh yes, let's put the comments back.
For sure.
We allow you to go handle your biz naive in the front yard. All right,
man,
so y'all,
you know
comments.
I ain't got nothing but some leisure. Nothing but leisure today.
Hey.
I love to see. I want to get into some leisure.
I'm about to say,
after this. Let's get into these comments. Let's see what they got to say. Everybody just say hello. Of course, yeah, we got the king in here. Let's see.
All right, so hold on. Let me see what y'all questions. Y'all got a lot of questions, dog. Oh yeah, y'all do got a lot of questions.
Child. Okay, let's see. People just love you, Tip.
Let me see.
Hey. Let's see. People ain't coming with anything. Let's see. Okay. We look at y'all.
Are you
love,
sure?
It's like a lot of like, we love you too.
Shit, I'm sure.
The questions
there's a lot of everything.
I'm about to say the questions all over the place, man.
Like, hold on. Mess, a little spillage on our tip.
All right, so how about this tip? Like, I seen like a couple questions about this. At this point in your career, how do you respond to certain beats? Like when you have like issues with different rappers and people still calling you out.
Because you handling them differently than back in the day.
Yeah, because it's a little different.
I don't really care anymore. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell y'all what I do, right? So I wake up, and, you know, it's usually early. I used to stay in bed probably till about 12, 1. But every day, right? I wake up, get my dog, and I come out here, man. And I say, God damn, God, you sure fuck with me, huh?
Hey, that's a
we
big
did. So I mean, I don't really know nothing that's finna make me, they're just gonna make me forget that, take me out. You know what I mean? It just don't matter. I've been blessed abundantly and made it way further than anyone could have expected me to be, and it's been decades.
Facts.
So I don't really see a reason to even exert any emotion or energy into it. You know what I mean? Now, if we're talking about something that, if it's talking about whether your verse is going to be good as mine, all right, well, let's try that. You know what I mean? Let's try that. Let's see how that come out. Let's see how that work for you. If they do, you know what I mean? But I don't really want to just go back and forth in a public pool of opinions.
That could be a new way for beef, though. That could be a new way for beef. Like, your verse up against my verse. Instead of us trash talking, let me see who can write the better verse.
That's how you
know what I'm saying? I mean, something that we can actually, compare.
Yeah, facts.
Definitely.
Okay.
All right, let's see.
All right.
Okay. I'm sorry, my boss. This is my boss. What'd you say?
I'm trying to eat my slime.
Oh. Okay. Well, don't let her eat the slime. Okay?
We got
this little Miss Eris here.
We got the young boss.
Yeah, you want to say hello?
Hello.
What's up, young? What's up? She said, let me step into the shade room real quick.
Very polite, as always. Oh, little queen. What's she up to today? She has the vocabulary of you. So we already know she's going.
We work on our words, we work on our words. She sits still and retains enough, surprisingly enough.
No, I bet. Little Aries, she just going too. Let's see.
I mean, I don't know. Like the questions all over the place.
Yeah,
before we get you to step off the shade room, is there anything you want to talk about?
To clear the air before we.
No. What else?
He said straight like.
He like I said. He say what he say. He mean what he mean.
Clear what else? Air clears hair where I'm at.
Hey, Tip said I'm not going to the pool today. Like I got
What?
my own pool.
I got my own pool. I got my private pool, Johnny. I don't need that.
What, Jack, man? The air's extremely clear, man. Everybody find a way to love yourself today, bro. Because if you don't feel shit about yourself, you ain't gonna feel shit about nobody else. You know what I mean? So find a way to love yourself, improve yourself. You know what I mean? And you'll be a better person than everyone else around you.
Hey, come on,
that's
Tim.
no better. That's no better way to end the live with that. Like, come on, T.I. Thank you so much for stepping into the shade room,
my God.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Love and respect.
Yes,
right,
thank you. We'll see you. Wait. Hold on. Okay. T.I. number one, I already knew he was gonna hook us with some gems and some knowledge. He ain't gonna
T.I. not gonna step into the shade room and
dropping something.
Drop us with no gems. Y'all gotta let me know who had the better hat tilt. Was it Tip or was it me? Like, yeah, I got a big head, but
after this, just put a poll. Just put a poll on your story who it is, guys.
Who had the better hat tilt?
As always, it's your girl Raylan T, and I'm here with T.I.
And I'm here with Murder and front yard with.
Okay.
Yeah, they're my front yard.
Okay, my front yard.
Y'all don't look like that, but
it cool.
Got acres and acres of land.
We got enough to live a life, man. You know what I'm saying? My family's life in here. And we you first degree.
First degree.
Say it again.
I say he first degree, Hap Tilton. First degree.
Oh, who do you know?
It need to be no thought applied when you're dealing with facts. I want you to find trap music, the word trap and music used before my album in 2003. I would just invite you to go find it.
Okay.
Hey, bro, listen, I already know, like, it be debates.
But it's a whole museum, though, dedicated to this, though. It's a whole museum. You know, I felt like, you know, it was a teachable moment, you know, because there have been many contributors. And, you know, my efforts alone wasn't enough, could not be enough to get it to where it is today. So I salute and celebrate all contributors to the genre. But, you know, if you say start it, like as in the first to do it, you know, you got to go. You got only a fool disputes facts.
We got to go with Tip. Speaking of Trap Museum, man, like, are we going to get the Trap Museum outside of Atlanta?
Yeah.
Like, are we going to get it in L.A., New York, Miami? Where are we getting it at?
Absolutely. We're looking into it right now. As we speak, we have the mobile unit, you know, which is the tiny trap house. And it's in Miami right now, man. Been doing numbers. Everybody else, man, who done came and celebrated and, you know what I'm saying, turned up with us down there. But we are presently in the process of partnering in other states and other regions, man, so we can celebrate, you know, regional artists that have made an impact throughout the genre and the entire country. We looking at Houston, we looking at New Orleans, we looking at LA, and we excited about it.
That's awesome. Now look, another thing people were excited about, especially last year, because last year it was like the battle of the verses, right? Like everybody did the verses last year, and people wanted you, Tip. They wanted to see Tip do a verses. You know, we had Jeezy and Gucci do it. I
think that's the best one so far. That was the best one yet, to me.
Yeah, okay.